The Saskatchewan Roughriders are 3.5-point underdogs at home to the Winnipeg Blue Bombers on Friday night, as Shea Patterson will make his third straight start under center, with Trevor Harris still out due to a knee injury. The Riders will debut their new obsidian green alternate uniforms in this one, while the Blue Bombers look to win a third straight game, coming off home victories over the Red Blacks and Stampeders. Can the Riders win this game, or, at the very least, cover the spread?
Saskatchewan has done an admirable job of surviving without Trevor Harris because they have a formula for victory, right? Don't commit too many big mistakes on offense and get big plays from your defense. But the Winnipeg Blue Bombers seem to have figured it out after early season struggles. They're finally starting to click offensively. Zach Collaros found Ontario Pokey Wilson for a whole oodle of yards last week. Brady Oliveira has been over 100 yards on the ground in each of the last 2 weeks. That's going to be a tough offense to stop. And frankly, I think Patterson's numbers don't indicate how well he's playing. They've been inflated a little bit by some excellent after-the-catch efforts by his receivers, particularly Samuel Emilus, who went off for 160-some yards in that game against BC, of which 100 came on two big plays that were completely uncovered, essentially, by the BC Lions. I think Patterson's going to struggle a little bit in this one against the Winnipeg secondary, and I think that the Bombers are going to prevail on the road and bring the Riders back to earth.
I am on the complete opposite side of this game as UJC. I'm taking the Riders to cover and win at home at Mosaic Stadium. The Bombers, you're right, have got the run game going the last couple weeks with that offensive line being challenged to be more physical. However, the Riders are the number one team in the CFL against the run. Jameer Thurman has been sensational. They're getting more healthy along that defensive line in this one. I think that they're going to be able to do a good job keeping Winnipeg's offense one-dimensional. And I think the book is kind of out now on Ontario Pokey Wilson. Like, I think he was a little bit of a secret weapon for them, not super used right through the first few games of the year. All of a sudden, Saskatchewan knows exactly where to roll their coverage in this one, and that is toward Pokey at boundary wideout. And then on the other side of the ball, Saskatchewan, if they can do a good job of protecting the football, I think Winnipeg's defense is vulnerable after the catch, right? We saw Jalen Philpott have a huge explosion play right at the start of last week, Winnipeg and Calgary. Same thing, Dedrick Mills was running free through that defense at times. I know Mike O'Shea post-game said to start the game last week, Winnipeg's defense was not moving its feet. They were standing around using their eyes, watching other people trying to make tackles instead of getting on their horse and doing it themselves. So if there is a particular way that this defense is vulnerable, I do think that it's after the catch, and so I am taking the Riders to win and cover. And by the way, anytime the Riders are getting points at home, I'm happy to eat those up, because Mosaic Stadium, though it's not as full as it once was, still a tough place to play.